When you're stuck in that freeze response and you've gone into cognitive overload and you're feeling burnt out, at that point in time, the last thing that you feel like doing is being asked more and more questions. And one of the things that you struggle with at that point in time, you can just imagine yourself that your brain is this complete foggy haze, and you're trying to already make sense of all of the things that are going on at any given point in time. And in most cases, you can't actually make sense of it because of that brain fog that you have got. So then you're attempting all sorts of things to try to get out of what you are in. One of the things that is always suggested is to process your mental load, and to do that, they would normally suggest journaling. So I disagree with this completely, because journaling is an active process. And the problem with that is that for an already overloaded system, doing something actively like that and forcing yourself to think and forcing yourself to process is another stressful event. So journaling has its place, and I don't dispute that. It is a good exercise to do, but again, only when you are in a mental state and a mental capacity that you can actually handle additional processing power. So my counter argument to the journaling exercise is to do a brain dump, because you want to get everything out of your head and onto a piece of paper or a canvas that you can actually see in front of you. The thing with journaling is that it adds to what you've already got, because you are needing to think of your thoughts and think of why, and then sort of process through it, but your thinking is already slowed. With the brain dump method, all that you're doing is getting what's in your head out. So as soon as you're taking something that is living inside of your head and is causing this mental fog and mental chaos in the first place, putting it out on a piece of paper, you've already decreased the mental load, because your brain is no longer handling or hanging onto it. Your brain is always hanging onto everything that it doesn't know what's going to happen to it, where it needs to store it. So because you've now taken that first step, you've taken it out of your head and you've put it down on the piece of paper, that's going to already, step one, decrease the mental load. So my suggestion always is to do this in the morning, because that's when you wake up and you start thinking of all of the things that you need to do. When you look at your day from that perspective, you start to get overwhelmed, and then the fog will start setting in. So the brain dump method is just to get that piece of paper, split it into two. Everything that you have to get done, or every thought that you've got that needs to get done, gets put on the left-hand side of the paper. And then the right-hand side, you split that into two: things that you're going to do and things that you're going to drop. And then all that you're going to do is work down the list of things that you've got and move it to either that you're going to do it or you're going to drop it. And by doing that, you're going to see that the mental fog will start lifting, because in your head, you can't count how many things that you have to do, and your brain is just sorting through all of these things on a continual basis. It's basically doing tab switching and is going through all of these open tabs, and it's just a circular process, because it's trying to do sort of a triage thing of what's urgent and what's not, and trying to get it out. But as soon as you take the step, you put it down on a piece of paper, that entire process can stop, because now your brain has said to itself, okay, it's there, it's logged, and I know that it's going to get done. And then that becomes the stress relief. So do this brain dump method instead of the journaling. Journaling will add stress, and the brain dump method will reduce it.